We're back on with the Road Glide build. So, today's mission, triple trees. Unfortunately, I went ahead and did this without you guys, because this has to be in there for at least 24 hours with Loctite before you can build it up. So, this shaft comes unassembled, it's not in there. You need to use high strength Loctite, 120 foot-pounds, wind it in. Then this grub screw has to go in, and that has to have Loctite put on top of it as well to help bond it in. So that's been built up. Other than that, we have done nothing. This is the rest of the bits that need building up on the front end. So if I take you over here, you'll see some red lines I've pre-drawn. So where we go up to 49mm, the diameter of the fork tube is bigger. It actually hits on these, on this plate. So we need to take 1/8 off all the way around. So we're going to grind that off. And just down in here, there is a little bit of metal we've got to take off this tab here as well. That's it. So we're going to get that done. Knock the old bearings out, yokes and that in. And then probably rear shocks, potentially. Or we're going to tackle the really horrible task of deep-inning all of these controls and putting them through the handlebars. But hey, let's see what takes our fancy and how frustrated we get with this. So let's crack on. I'm going to cover the whole front of the bike in some towels and get to a grinding. We are ready. Safety first. Right, so this plate here, let me take you in and show you. They suggest you clean any sort of casting marks or bumps off, so that's a number, casting number, that's got to come off. And we're going to try and get this in there. I think we might just be able to get this in here rather than the love and hate relationship we've got with the die grinder, because we all know how that ends up with little bits of metal everywhere. So we're going to try and do our best with this and see how we get on. I think we'll definitely need to get the die grinder down in there to get to that, but yeah, hopefully we can do it without taking the front fairing off. But if I have to, I have to. So, let's cue the time lapse, people. So we trim back the bits we need to trim back, so they're in and done, which is good. We've also applied some paint to the edge to stop the trim back areas from rusting. We've got the new steer stop plate in, and we were ready to try and get the bearings out. So next thing we're going to do is get the bearing races out of here, top and bottom. I think we can just about catch on them. Get those out, clean those out, put the new bearing races in, and then install the trees, the yokes. Get those in and have a look and see what they look like. Make sure we got fork leg clearance on the edges of these, because we might need to retrim a bit more, but I didn't want to go too much to start with. We've got the bearings in, they all went in lovely. We've now just test fitted the legs to make sure there's clearance, but you can see here it doesn't interfere at all with the bit on the inside, so we know there's clearance. Everything's bolted down, so we're going to get this top plate off. Now I've just realised you're going to struggle quite badly to get to the bottom of these fixings for the bushes, so we're going to whip this off, get at least the risers on and nipped up in a square sort of state. Get those on, then put this back on, then get the fork legs in. Yeah, I like these. Nice recess in there as well to put your cables down through. I really like that. Tell you what though, 500 quid on risers and bars and you don't get a sticker. £500 on risers and bar, no sticker. Come on, OG Garage. So these bushes and risers, as I said, come with the kit. Or sorry, you buy with the kit. You need to buy them. They're definitely recommended because you won't get normal. You won't get normal bolts in clearance. So a little bit Loctite on these. We also threaded up all the cables into the bars yesterday. I got all that done. It's not something you guys need to watch, is me threading cables into bars. It's pretty self-explanatory. if anyone does want to know or want a video on it, I can do it. You disassemble these plugs, that's probably the hardest part. There's an knack to getting those apart. Deep in them, thread them through, job done. These are nice, these bushes are really nice as well. Surprisingly lightweight as well, these OG Garage units. Thought they'd be really heavy, but they're not. So we'll get a Torx bit for this now. Kind of get them as good as we can, and we can sneak up in there with them. Okay, well, I don't think I've got a Torx big enough. But we're going to do these up as best we can. Then we'll have to just get a bigger Torx bit. Don't actually know what size Torx that is. Wow. So I've got an Allen key that's really close to the Torx size, and it will bite. We won't put any excess force on it. We're literally just going to use it to square them up and nip them up. Get the bars on. Get everything straight. It's going to be a nice setup. It's a real stout top clamp. Really, really strong. Should make for a real stiff setup. I like a nice setup that's sort of quite stiff and meaningful, you know what's going on. Get a Allen key bit for that. No, I've moved it. Have to get the marks in the right place. Take this back off. It's all coming off, but for now, I'd rather get it sat where it should be. So, right there is perfect. Nice. Right, yeah, that's pretty good. Get this nip down, you know it's all square. Nice feeling bars. I'm going to nip these up with this Allen key, but I'm not going to do them up. We're going to get ourselves the right size Torx. Yeah, not too much force because you don't want to damage the Torx with the Allen key, but they're not going anywhere, so that's fine. Right, let's get over onto the bike. All the cables. Ooh, nice. Yeah, they definitely need to be rolled up more, but that's not an issue at the moment. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's get to sliding some fork legs in, I think. So this, in theory, needs to go through the centre. So that's your fork lock. Hopefully it fits. which I don't think it does. Should do. Should do. And when you don't. So we'll have to put that on after we've got the, we'll take the bars back off, but yeah, that's fine. These two will then go inside the legs on those, hide the cables. They need to go down, needs to go there. Definitely need to roll those handlebars up. Right, let's get a fork leg in. Let's get one in. We're going for it. Right, these things, they come in on an angle, so I just get them breached by the top. Try and get the Geezer Glide logo nice and straight in the fork leg. And nip up these bolts in here. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Let's get the other one in. Should go in a hell of a lot easier now because of the everything being straight. Too high. Right. Let's get the Geezer Glide logo straight. Pinch these up. Yeah, boy, that looks sweet. It's really nice, actually. Yeah, I like that. Let's change this bar angle slightly. I think we can just about get to those to do them up with a bar, which is good. Right there, just sat on the bike. Yeah, back there is probably about right. It will play with bar position a bit, but for now feels okay. So I think we can get to locking the fork legs in, start getting back to wiring, get some of the stuff in for the surrounds. Yeah, it's really nice actually, really nice. Need to find out what size torque wrench these are, sorry, torque bit they are, get those locked down. Other than that, we're in business, people. We are in business. So let's get that done and go from there. But yeah, fall away feels nice as well. Could probably go a little bit tighter, so we will do that. But yeah, really happy. Really happy. So let's go. Another bit complete. Frustratingly, we pulled a big dough. We put the camera on, but actually we turned the camera off. So we've progressed, done about an hour's work and recorded none of it. So let me take you in for a closer look and show you what's gone on. So, yes, we have a front end setup, complete almost. Forks are on, I put some masking tape on them so I didn't scratch them. I was trying to test fit the fender, which doesn't work. So we do need a different front fender, 100%. But that's fine, we were going to run a dyno one anyway. But we are here. We have like risers on, which I think was the last thing you saw me doing. We've had to cut and modify all this surround to fit round the risers, which is, these are the original holes. We've had to trim all this to get it round. Looks real nice. Clutch lever's on. Controls are on. Throttle cable's on. New Hell brake master's on. With a little tiny nice piece we've made to hold the reservoir. Yeah, frustratingly, we're there. Yes, this was a nightmare. This doesn't actually fit with these OG risers. You have to take the top cap off, try and get that in, but we are on, which is good. We got indicators and stuff working and everything doing what meant to be doing, which is good. We are golden, so yay. Right, we'll push on. Next bit, we're gonna get the rear shocks done. So let's grab some bits. I don't know if you remember, a couple of days ago, or in the last video, I said we got some nice velvet bags with our shock lowers, and I said they would be really good for putting on the shocks. Well, now we get to find out whether they work for that. Yay! Oh, we're starting to get empty boxes. Lower arm will drop because we're going to take the shock off, but we're going to do one at a time and hopefully it'll hold it up. We'll see. Rip all the old shock stuff off. There's air fittings on these, so we're going to pull these off in a minute. They should. Yeah, they lost a bit there. That's fine. Rip all the air stuff out because that can be used. So let's find the torque wrench. The torque wrench. New big book of Haynes manual, service manual, so we can torque to correct torques. And we're going to get these on. Right, we can't set the shocks up because we haven't got the ability to sit on it yet and set the sag. So old shocks just coming off. Again, if anyone wants any nice Showa air shocks, they're up for grabs. They've also leaked on my leg, which means they're full of oil, which is good. They've got about 3 drips less oil than they should have in them if you buy them. Good to know that you can fill them up though through the top. We are going to have to drop both sides, so we'll do that. We'll go around and do the other side. I'm just going to check on the Giza Glide website again, where all the instructions are. Right, remove your old shocks. Secure. Have a friend hold. Install the shocks according to your own service manual. Well, we're going to see whatever looks right. So, let's get around here and do these ones as well. Put my knee under the swing arm so it doesn't drop. Boom. Take this air feed out. Might get a bit of nope. Right, that's cool. Ooh, the bike is moving. There we go. Right, so that's been rubbing. Lower arm is going to drop. Swing arm onto the gearbox, onto the oil pan. Now that's something you need to check. See, that's hit the sump. When you put these shocks on, people complain sometimes when they go too long of hitting that. So we need to make sure we're not hitting that when we put this on now. So I think, looking at it, the bush bit goes on the outside. So we're going to have a look. Stand you up. So, looking at it, I think, oh yeah, we're not going to hit at all, so that's good. Could have gone longer, could have gone real long. Right, so we're going to put these bags round these shocks so they don't, the reservoirs, so they don't hit. Yeah, perfect. They worked a treat. Boom. Then we are going to get some Loctite because we need to put Loctite on these. Medium strength. Get the blue. And we'll just do them up, then we'll check torque. It's on these, they've got like a side with a bit of a bush and a side without. bush side goes in towards the bike. So, bush side in, tiny bit Loctite on this badger. Boop, boop, boop. Through the hole. Yeah. Screw that one in. Right, we won't cream that up until we know what's going on. Oh, look at these bags, they support the... So cool. Right, bit of Loctite. Through. Lift up the swing arm. It's in. Right, the bag fell off. See, the bag was a good idea until they fall off. So we think we're going to mount these somewhere like here because we're going to be cutting a fender. So we don't want to be going too mad. But yeah, somewhere like here, we might have to modify our mounts. Put them in there. As long as they clear the bag, that's fine. Right, let's get this socket. Let's see what the torque is for the rear shocks. Manual. So good. Definitely get yourself a manual. Here we go. So you've got tables of all the torques. 40 foot-pound. Right. Which is, for us English, 47 to 54 newton meters. So we'll go 50 odd. That's 50. Get these cronk. That's that. Ain't got to swing off them. They're not mega tight. But they're tight enough they're not going anywhere. There we go. Just checking my room one more time. Lovely. Let's go and do the other side. Get you involved. So again, we'll throw the bag up. Thread locker on these. Don't want to scratch them. They are too nice to be scratched. Too nice. There's parts of this bike that are a bit scratched. It will get painted eventually, but there's parts of it that are too nice to scratch. And these are it. Gotta be honest, really impressed with the Geezer Glide stuff. A few little niggles on the front. Nothing major, but little problems, just little niggles that I had to sort out, but nothing worth writing home about, nothing to worry about. Good thing is he's been set at the same length because they line up on the hole, which is handy. That's good to know. Look at that, straight in. Boom. Get the torque on these again. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. If only the front was as easy to install as the back. There we go. But it wasn't. This little bracket can come off as well in a minute, because we don't need any of this airline jazz no more. Airline jazz is no more. So we'll get all that, because let's face it, we're going for lightweight performance. The aerial can also go as well. Let's, we're not, let's face it, we're not trying to get some aerial connection. So, shocks are on. Shocks are on. So next, we're going to put the mounting brackets on. What would also be beneficial at this point is probably put the chrome covers on the rear of the shocks to cover up. So these parts, whilst we're doing this, would be a good time to put these on, which was our new little addition. Yeah, look at them. They should fit. And they don't for some reason. It's these, because these tabs have to sit in front of them. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well we can do that. But let's look at the mounts now for the shocks. So, if I take you in here, so you can see what's going on. So we've got to put some mounts up here, and for you here, you're going to see this better. There's some mounts going in here, and we need to fit them on the back. These are for the reservoirs. Cut that open. And I believe, no, they don't go there. Ah, they go there? There. Okay, they go there. That might be an issue, because we might, for what we're trying to achieve, when we cut the bags, because we're going to cut the bags flush with this rail, and we could be in a bit of a position there, whereby we poke out. We're going to poke out a lot there. What about a massive pipe clip? Would the bag clear then? Yes! Okay. We have a new plan, people. We have a new plan. We're going to make that down there, and then an L bracket off of it, and it's going to bolt to those two holes there. Perfect. We're going to try this. This could work. So that'll go there. Perfect. That's what our mount will look like when it's all made up out of stainless. That will sit down in it perfectly like that. Mount will be there. Bag will still fit perfectly well, like so. Still be able to get the compression adjustment, and we'll have the flush back, so that'll look quite nice, because when the bags are cut back to there, you'll see those real good. So perfecto, I think, is that. Mint. Right, so we need to make these two. Let's get them going then. Need to find some stainless and cut some random shapes.
A few minutes later.
So, we've made our own mount. Chop that out of there, got the second one to go. And let's go and test fit it, shall we? Let's see how close we are. I think we've, hopefully we've nailed it. So we're going to get a couple of washers for the 5/16 bolts. And we're going to go in with it. Let's go. So comical factor here, these are metric threads. Yeah. Not on my Harley. Yes, so keys are glide have opted to use metric threads in their fixings, which I suppose isn't a problem. But just so you know, they're metric. It's right for me because I've got loads of metric tools. Not so much for you guys. Well, I tell you what, that is solid and in a perfect position. I'm really happy. Bag probably fits. Boom! Bag's on. Ah, loads of clearance. That is cool. Right, we're happy with those. So, okie dokie. So now we got to make the other one. Mount them up. We're done, people. The mounts are on. So, really happy with that. A little bit of clearance between the hose and the bag mount as well, which is perfect. They are solid. Nice little aluminium mounts we've made. Look really cool. In the back, and clearance. Perfect. Clear the bag perfectly, and we can adjust compression still with the bags on. So when we chop the bags as well, doop, up to here, we've got ourselves a perfect line. They're protected. Bags will be chopped right there. Red light's coming off, unfortunately, and that's getting chopped. And around there, flat. Yeah, well, it's coming on. that's another big bit done. So perfect. Rear shocks are on, front's done. Just got to wait for wheels to come back from powder coat. We've got a pretty cool seat turning up, and exhaust. Build new wheels up with the new wheel bearings, or the fresh powder coated wheels. Brakes on. Got something really cool for the headlights coming as well. And that is it. We are phase 1, I'd say, getting it back on the road and running. Done, apart from silly things like the rear fender and bag chops, which you can do at any point. The only other thing we do need to do is cams and bits, but let's get it all back together and test all the suspension first. Not a good deal changing everything in one go and then finding out something doesn't work. So yeah, let's change a few bits. So suspension, brakes, seat, exhaust. That's quite a lot to change actually. So let's make sure everything still works and go from there. But hey, we're making progress. Next video comes soon, so do the whole like and subscribe if you can. If you're interested in seeing the rest of the build and see what goes on with it and what I end up doing with it, then stick around. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you in a bit. Cheers.